I got to find a throwback photo for next week. So this race was the first podium I ever got.
What year deal?
10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
2007. Yeah.
Man, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, the biggest struggle I had was the first 3 or 4 months living over here, not having money. Like, everything I owned in Australia before I left, I sold my car, and I saved up the money I had to get a visa. And then the money I had left, I came over with, and without a visa, I couldn't get paid. So the struggle when I first moved over here, being so young, was I ran out of money. And like I said, Mum and Dad sent me some money, and then Glenn had to pay for some stuff for me. But other than that, it wasn't a struggle for me. That's what I wanted. So I was willing to, if something was bothering me, I was willing to work hard for it and overcome the problem or push it aside and move forward. It was, from what I can remember, it's been so long now, I don't really remember anything that really sticks out that I was upset about or disappointed with or found hard. I wanted to achieve everything and do everything as best as I could. Growing up, Mum and Dad always would say the shop never made enough money, and Dad would always take me racing. We'd go riding first as a kid, and my sister, I have 3 sisters, and we would ride, and my oldest one used to be a little bit faster than me. So, but once we grew up, my sisters grew out of the riding thing, and I kept riding just for fun. And my dad and I went to the first state motocross championship when I was 7 years old, I think. So, I think that was the bug that got inside me, and we always raced. And I raced just as a kid for up until I was about 15 or 16, when I realised I could potentially make some money doing racing motorcycles. And so, as a kid or a teenager or whatever, growing up, I was always just racing for fun. I still went to school and lived a fairly normal life. Just on the weekends we would go to the races, and then and come back, and during the week just do normal kid stuff. So there was some times where I wouldn't even ride a bike for weeks at a time, and then we'd just go to the races on the weekend just for fun. So it all started just like as a hobby. Mum and Dad owned a shop, so it was easy for me. It was easier for me to get bikes and go ride and have friends that rode as well. So it was, I think it was just something that's in the blood when I grew up. There's a motorcycle shop there and motorcycles, so I think it just all goes together. And whether I race professionally or just for fun, I think I was always going to do it. So moving over to the US, I had signed a contract with Suzuki at the time, and it was, I'm not sure how it came about. I think I got really lucky, had some good people that helped me get across here, or helped convince the people who I signed with to sign me instead of someone else. So when I started doing the off-road series in Australia, Glenn Carney was here racing, and Watsy was also racing here. He'd been here for a while. And back then it was, you just read magazines, so I'd read magazine articles about GNTC and World Enduro, and when I wanted to start racing as a job, I wanted to go to Europe or the US, and it was just to get out of Australia. I wanted to challenge. I wanted to get out and do something, and whether I lived in Europe or the US, that's where I wanted to go. I wanted to go overseas, race motorcycles, and try and be successful. And so my dad and I tried to organise a bike in 2006 to come and do 2 races, and I talked to Glenn briefly about it. He was on the Suzuki team at the time, and I asked him which races were the best to do, and it was just he ended up lining up his practice bike for me to race the time, which was ideal. He came back to Australia in the summer break, and we did some riding and training, and I came over here for the 2 races, and I thought I was ready, and I raced 250A class. They had the pro class, and then the next step down was 250A, and I did that, and he told me to go as fast as I could for as long as I could, and I think he knew that the racing we did in Australia was not the same as what it is here. So I did what he said. I went as fast as I could for as long as I could, and that ended up being about 3/4 of 1 lap. So I think I was leading, and about when I hit the wall, which was 45 minutes into a race or something, I think I had about a 45-second lead. So I think even though the end result of that race wasn't that good, I think it was 15th or 16th overall, it was I think it was enough. I showed some speed where I think the team was looking for someone who had a little bit of speed, and I mean, I wanted to work. So in the end, I think I just got lucky, and they decided to sign me over someone else. So I don't know, hit the lottery, I guess. I mean, lottery, I don't know, lottery, I just got lucky. I mean, I wanted to do it, and I got the offer, and my parents didn't really want me to go. I was still 18, and I figured if I didn't come over in 2007 and race, the opportunity may not have came again. So I had to take it, and if it didn't work out, I was content to go home and race there or go back to work. But I just wanted to have a go at it.